Politics in a brutal state like Nigeria is not about friendship. It is about control. In Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara and Nyesom are playing a high-stakes game of power. And if they are not careful, only one would survive. In this game, Tinubu is not innocent. Neither is Fubara nor Wike. Welcome to the class of history, politics, and power. The disagreement we are looking at is not just a political disagreement. It is a war fought with institutions, alliances, and brute force. At its core, this is a classic struggle. A ruler attempting to maintain his grip on power, and a protege seeking to break free. But in the world of real politics, gratitude is a weak foundation. I know Nyesom understands that. Fubara's rise was orchestrated by Wike. If Fubara reneges on the deal, Wike will get his pound of flesh. Did they sign? The making of Fubara's governorship is defined as the rise. A puppet is crowned. Before the 2023 elections, Fubara was not a name known in the political circles of Rivers State. He was a technocrat, a finance expert, not a politician in the Wike sense. But Wike, the then governor, needed a successor who would remain loyal, someone who would hold the seat but not the power. In this case, the people can perish while he lives. This is beyond selfishness. It is the peak of hate for the common good. This is not saying that Fubara represents the common good. No. If anything, Fubara represents another level of political greed, the kind of greed that undermines the well-being of society. Look at this. Power in a state of brutal politics is war. Not war in the conventional sense, but a battlefield where strategy, deception, and brute force determine survival. The feud between Nyesom and Siminalayi Fubara is a textbook case of power dynamics, betrayal, and a relentless struggle for dominance. Beneath the surface of political appointments and legal battles lies a deeper truth. Power is never given, it is taken. Take note of that. Power is never given, it is taken. That is Tinubu's philosophy. Hear him. Power is not going to be served in a restaurant. At all costs, fight for it, grab it, snatch it, and run with it.
At all costs, fight for it, grab it, snatch it,
Yes, sir.
and run with it.
Yes, sir. Jagaban. Jagaban.
We are looking at power in a state of brutal politics like that of Nigeria. Rotimi Amaechi, a former governor of Rivers State, defines Tinubu's politics in these words. I am saying that Amaechi puts it in context, clear context.
The politician is there in Nigeria to steal, to maim, to kill, to remain in power. If you think Tinubu will give it to you, you are wasting your time.
If you look at this game, it is clear that Wike has found the right mentor in Tinubu. We'll come to that as we go on in this class. Fubara did not fight for the PDP ticket. It was handed to him. He did not spend his own money on the campaign. Wike funded everything with Rivers State money. By implication, the people of Rivers State funded the election without their consent. Fubara was not the face of his own political battle. Wike took the lead as if running for a third term. Fubara was a candidate in name only. Fubara was the boy running behind the governor, his master. Fubara's rise was not a triumph of his own making. He was not a political force. He was a tool carefully selected and positioned by Wike to ensure continuity of control. At the beginning, Fubara was a governor without his own army, a puppet-made king. He owned everything to Wike, but Wike made a critical error. He assumed that gratitude lasts forever. That is being naive. Wike has always been naive, but he thinks he is smart. In a land of dirty politics, in a country where poverty and violence are on the rise, where discontent is on the heart of the people, the leaders of that kind of country cannot claim to be smart. Areoye Oyebola in his book called leaders with ultimate ambition to ruin their people buffoons. I am saying that Areoye Oyebola in this book entitled Black Man's Dilemma calls leaders who impoverish their people and unleash violence on them under the guise of power control are buffoons. Who is a buffoon? Please, if you can, give me examples of political buffoons you know. And if I'm convinced by your answers, I promise you a first-class ticket in the flight to the stars. We will land on the moon for refreshment of time. And in the moon, we will prepare for the future of good. Having said that, Wike sat down to allocate resources after snatching victory in a seriously flawed election. He then proceeded to run with it. He handpicked the commissioners. He built a government where every key decision flowed through him. Wike is naive. He forgets that power intoxicates. Power, once tasted, is rarely relinquished willingly. Fubara, having occupied the throne, inevitably sought to free himself from his creator's grip. Now he stands on truth.
As a human being, I know you feel somehow, but just relax. God has our back. Our back is not on anybody, it's God. I want to thank you for your support and assure you that if there is one person on this planet Earth that will continue to stand by you, I will be that person. I assure you that I will lead you with honor. I will lead you with respect. And I will lead you with integrity. Knowing that when I leave here, I will have questions to answer. If I'm called upon 20 years, 30 years from today, I want to be proud to defend my position. So I thank you and assure you that I will not disappoint you. We must continue to tell the world that against what is being said, that there is no governance, that there is legitimate, purpose-driven governance in Rivers State.
Are you in this class? I know you are there. Now comes the betrayal. A prince rebels against his maker. It's about the illusion of control. Every ruler believes he can control his heir. This is the first mistake. Power is not transferred, it is taken. The master believes the servant will remain loyal. The servant knows he must break free. This is the eternal dance of power in a brutal state. Wike believed he could outmaneuver history. He made Fubara governor thinking he could rule through him. But a governor is not a commissioner. A governor controls money. A governor commands institutions. A governor, if he is wise, becomes his own man. Wike's illusion has been shattered. The student turned against the teacher. The master became the hunted. This has happened before. It will happen again. But wait, what has come over political forces in this part of the world that emboldened them to run roughshod on the people they pretend to govern? I'm looking at them. What I see are autocratic leaders masquerading as Democrats. They've turned the land flowing with milk and honey into desolation. Yet they confidently step on the stomachs of those they have impoverished. This reminds me of Adeoye Bola's lamentation in his book, Black Man's Dilemma. Let's read from Adeoye Bola's book. He says, in fact, since 1976, as I observed the activities of all sorts of excessively greedy, dishonest, wicked, unintelligent, mentally sick men who took over leadership positions as presidents, heads of state and ministers in independent African countries, I have become convinced that I did not fully appreciate how acute the dilemma of the black man was when I first wrote about him in 1976. Oyebola says, I am convinced that these extremely bad leaders, whose names and misdeeds I have mentioned in the present review of some chapters of this book, and are worse than common criminals, could never have been tolerated even for a day among the other races of the world. You see, this is an author full of anger. When he wrote this book in 1976, he did not envisage that things would go this bad in his country. Adeoye Bola was an editor of the Daily Times of Nigeria. Baba is no more. He died about 3 years ago. He says here, and as I stand by my conclusion in the first edition of Black Man's Dilemma, that is, in order to make it among all the races of the world, black peoples everywhere need a mental revolution. Did you get that point? He says, in order to make it among all the races of the world, black peoples everywhere need a mental revolution. Encouraged by the few deep, thoughtful, and courageous elders, the black youths of the world must spearhead this revolution. Areoye says our youths must turn every idea and belief now cherished by our race completely upside down for serious re-examinations. But in this all-important task, time is running out for the intensely patriotic black elders and youth. Areoye calls for mental revolution to change the face of politics in Nigeria, in Africa. If he was alive today, seeing what is going on in Rivers State, he would be shedding tears. I want us to listen to the voice of Areoye Oyebola, the author of this classic, Black Man's Dilemma. In the book, you called some African leaders, like John Bendel Bokassa, buffoons.
Yeah, the buffoon. They are not all right. No, see the Uganda man.
Idi Amin.
Look at, they are not all right. In civilized places, they could not be local government head or chairman. So we put the wrong people in the apex position, and the thing is so confused. They sideline the accurately intelligent people. You see, we enthrone mediocres. As it's because of our system, we generally ascribe status, Africans, blacks, we attach importance to it. If you are a child of a natural ruler, a king or something, they assume that you are okay. But the white man and the Mongolian race, the Asians, what they do is to make sure that you achieve status. The more remarkable ones among them will be able to lead the German Mao of this world, the Churchill of this world, and so many others.
Do we still have that problem in Nigeria?
We have.
Do we still enthrone mediocres in Nigeria?
If you can use a word that is worse than mediocre, you have no clue. What type of country is that? Mediocres, we are there. There is something, and what is worse is that the people too are unconcerned.
That is the voice of Areoye Oyebola, the author of Black Man's Dilemma. I recommend this book to you. In this book, Oyebola foretold the happenings in Nigeria today. He laments about the crisis of nationhood. Another book of importance that will help you understand why Nigeria has descended this low, why the like of Wike, Fubara, and Tinubu continue to ride roughshod on the people of Nigeria. Professor Ben Nwabweze, in this book, The Crisis of Governance in Nigeria, tells the stories of the past, the present, and the future. He makes great recommendations or how Nigeria can survive. If not, the consequences will be catastrophic. As we proceed with this analysis, I will read from Professor Ben Nwabueze's book. I recommend this book to you. It will help you understand the Nigerian question. By August 2023, the first cracks in Rivers State appeared. What was the trigger? Control of financial decisions and appointments. At this point, Fubara was trying to become the governor, and Wike would undermine him. I have just started this subject. Meanwhile, at all costs, snatch your future from them. Grab it, or they will run with it. Stay with me. I'll be back with more analysis on this subject of power, control, betrayal. And three names are critical in this analysis: Tinubu, Fubara, and Wike. It is the class of history, politics, and power.